Can't be that good. This is pretty standard funny movie reviewer intro stuff. Watch, he's gonna say it's that good. Spider-Man, get out of my vent! Hello everybody. I had the pleasure of seeing Hoppers last night, and let me tell you, it caught me off guard a little bit. Now, this mostly will be a spoiler-free review, but I will delve into spoilers, so I'll give you a warning when that happens. For now, sit back, relax, and enjoy this review. Okay, before this movie, I did see the critic score, which was, at the time, a 95%. I think it's at 96 right now. And honestly, I didn't let that cloud my judgment. I went in with what the trailer sold me on, and to be honest, I thought the movie was going to be pretty mid. The comedy didn't really hit for me in the trailers. I only had a little bit of hope because I love We Bare Bears, and this is directed by the creator of that. And after seeing it, I gotta say, I kinda loved it. Now, this isn't a perfect movie, not at all, but this is probably the most amount of times I've ever laughed out loud during a movie, and to be honest, that's all I really needed right now. With everything that's going on in the world, it was just nice to have a laugh. Now, to start off with my positives, I just really love the art style, and like how in the movie you have like these big cartoon eyes, lots of like expressions from like all the animals from Mabel's perspective when she's actually in like the Hopper suit thingy. But like when you're a human and like you see like these animals talking to you, like trying to talk to you, it has this like different, more like realistic perspective. I loved how that was like stylized and everything, and how in the movie it's really played to an effect at one certain scene. I'll get into that into the spoiler section, but for me it really worked. Moving on from that, the biggest positive I could probably give the movie was its comedy, because 9 times out of 10 I was absolutely cackling, like absolutely tears in my eyes, rolling out of my seat laughing, and the people around me were laughing too. So I don't know if it's just my type of humor or everybody else thought it was funny, but I think this is Pixar's best use of comedy in any of their films ever. And it was just really nice to laugh with people, because with how the world is right now, it's just everything feels bogged down and it kind of sucks. And it's just nice to sit down and watch a movie with people and actually have a real laugh. The last positive I have for the film is sort of its personality. Like, my main complaint with last year's Pixar movie, Elio, was how it felt kind of generic and soulless, like it was devoid of any personal touch. But Hoppers, I think, finds the perfect balance of personality, but not getting too personal, with how I felt with like something like Turning Red, how it felt like more of a personal thing than being able to connect with more of a wider audience. And as mentioned previously, I love We Bare Bears, and the creator of this movie made that series. And I could just feel the We Bare Bears-ness just oozing out onto the screen and onto me. I freaking loved it. After talking about my positives, I think I only have like one negative really, and it's how like it's a negative and a positive at the same time, but the movie's like emotional story. Sure, in retrospect, it's really good, but how they execute it and like how they wrote it kind of missed the mark a bit for me. Now, like, mainly this story is about environmental issues and like stopping big corporations from taking over like wildlife, has like how we see like every day. But the main issue I have is how the comedy kind of overpowers this emotional message about how Mabel really cares for nature and how like it relates to something personal for her, and that's why she cares about it so much. And I feel like if the writing was just a notch better and it could like really hit that message home, it really would have been cemented in some of the Pixar greats for me. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to get into spoilers. Skip to this timestamp to avoid that, and you've been warned. Okay, so in the scene where after Mabel really screws everything up and gets Jerry basically on a kill list from all like the kings and queens of the animal family, and she's like talking about how she's sick of feeling like messing everything up and how like everything sucks and she can't fix it. For me, and like with everything that's going on right now, I really resonated with that message, and I feel like it came at just the right time for that message to really hit with audiences, and I really hope people really feel that too as much as I did. And as I mentioned previously, like, it didn't really hit, but like in retrospect and thinking about it more, it really does hit personally for not just me, but I hope for others too. And I thought that was like a really great part about the film for me. Editor's note. So as editing this video, I've been thinking more about like Mabel's personal touch with like her grandma, and like how in the third act she like sees like the jacket burn, and kind of like her symbolizing that like she really messed up this time, because the quarry she cared about so much, or like the little space she cares about so much that she promised her grandma that she'd take care of, was sort of gone, and it's mainly her fault. And for like the past like 5 minutes I've been crying about it, so I was like, Pixar really just came from in behind and just shot me in the back. So yeah. Okay, now I was going to talk about something more lighthearted in the spoiler section. The freaking entry-level horror third act that was, like, I feel like some kids are going to get traumatized by the Jerry, like, robot face thing, because I found it hilarious, but I think, like, some 3 or 4-year-old is going to get absolutely terrified by that. And I think I just love the movie even more for that Disney really just let them go crazy with it and push the boundaries, and I respect them for that. I thought that was awesome, and I really hope they do something like that again, like pushing their boundaries with what they can really do. And yeah, I think that got the biggest laugh out of me. Is like, you should all die, right? Who here squished a bug? Raise your hands. That was hilarious, and I'm pretty sure Jerry overall is like my favorite character. Like one of my favorite bits from like the beginning is like, I swear we do this every time. No, we don't. It just cuts to all the different like montages, and like when he was like in the robe and she's like outside of his house, I just got busted out laughing. Hilarious. But yeah, like pretty funny stuff. Anyways, now that I've talked about spoilers and mainly everything I wanted to, I'm going to give the score of the movie, and Hoppers for me overall is an 8 out of 10. Pretty solid. I'll probably be going to see it again because, to be honest, I really like the movie. But yeah, I definitely recommend go seeing this in theaters. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to hear me yap more about movies. It would really help out the channel. Anyways, I'll see you later. Bye!